Hey everybody, welcome to We're All Geeks, your place for video game stuff. My name is Kenny. To my left,
I'm McCord.
And I'm Felipe.
today we're going to be talking about Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, taking a peek at Fire Emblem 3. But before we get into all of that, let's talk about Wolfenstein Young Blood. That Young Blood song.
No, don't sing.
Wolfenstein. Last time I played Wolfenstein, I think, was 1996.
At least I was alive
Just
during
a
it.
few years after this one is set.
It was around the same time that, was it Duke Nukem?
Yeah,
That would be around
they were
me.
around the same time.
Yep. And I had an internet class after school because it was new and people were still learning how to use it, and we would play Wolfenstein and Doom and Duke Nukem, and our computer teacher knew how to like reprogram it so the characters that we were killing were like Barney. Instead of like monsters.
The
We're
very
like
first
blowing
mods.
Up,
Yes.
we're just like blowing up Barney. It's fantastic.
Yeah, this one is nothing like that.
Well, then I don't want to play it.
This one.
No,
if,
this
if
one-
it doesn't have Barney in it, I don't.
This one, right off the bat, I have to say, is nothing like I expected.
It's not a first-person shooter.
It is,
And
but it's
really
also
close hallways.
no, because this game is closer to Destiny than it is to the other Wolfenstein, like
So-
the New Colossus.
So you're not the first person to say this. I've seen this on Twitter today as well. How so?
So, yes, first-person shooter. You at the beginning of the game, you get to pick which one of the
Not
twin
a big
sisters.
first-person shooter fan.
Well, then hang in there.
I am terrible. I am just
one of the
awful.
first.
That's why.
You pick one of the sisters, and then you kind of off you go. But what this game does is eventually you get to like this hub area, which it could be compared to like the Destiny Tower. And in there, there's NPCs you talk to. You get quests from them, and then eventually you go and you select like different areas, just like with Destiny. You would select like, okay, go to Earth or go to Mars or go to whatever, and then you get dropped in there and you go do your quest there. But the craziest thing that I've seen about on this game so far is that there's places I'll end up, and it's a skull level enemy that will one-shot me, and my twin sister will be like, yeah, we shouldn't be here, we should come back. And I'm like, what is this game? And I'm like leveling up as I go, and I'll get there, it's like, oh, this guy's like too difficult. Or I'll see like, oh, this character or these enemies are like level 15, 16, and there's like talent trees for you to, not really talents, but you have like a bunch of different skills to unlock, so as you level up, you get different stuff. The weapons, you can spend money that you find to like get them, to upgrade them and stuff like that. But yeah, once you finish, whatever quest that you did, you just hit a button to go back to the hub, find another quest or whatever, and that's what the game is.
Okay.
Like it's so weird. It's not just like with the other Wolfensteins, it was just a single player experience.
Right.
Start here, go through the story, and that's that. I was not expecting this at all. It's been fun.
Right.
It feels like Wolfenstein. The weapons are cool. They do this cool thing where the enemies, right next to their health bar, there's like another armor bar, and then they are weak versus certain weapons that you have. So, if you're fighting this one guy and he may be strong against the shotgun that you have, so you should like swap out. So then you can do more damage to him to get through the armor before you get through the health. So, they do some cool stuff. But yeah, I'm excited to keep playing it. But I've been just completely blown away about how different this is than any other Wolfenstein game.
It almost sounds like it has some Metroidvania in it. If it's like you're getting to the boss,
yeah,
and it's like
It's still
no.
a first-person shooter.
It's still a first-person shooter. Yeah, it's okay. You know what? There's games for everyone.
That's true. That's
but-
true. First-person shooters. No,
But it's been interesting. I've put in probably like 5-6 hours into it so far, and then but the other game that I've been playing before we get to Marvel, Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Yes, this.
I'll start by saying it is my very first Fire Emblem game. I've never played a single Fire Emblem game before this. And then just when you thought that we weren't going to talk about Persona, This game is why didn't no one tell me the Fire Emblem is a Persona game?
So it's this one
Wait.
is the Persona game.
Is
it's
this one
not normally a Persona game. It is
Okay.
normally the combat that you're used to. It's not as much about building relationships
Yeah.
as much as this
So
is.
I get to jump into people's hearts in Fire Emblem?
No, but you do get to like
'Cause that sounds awesome.
you do get to go and like spend time with this other person, and then if you spend time, if you give them like the correct answer, then like their affection for you goes up, and then it's a system where there's like this bar that fills up, and when you go to train, the more or the bigger the bar is, then the more you can spend to like make him train. Is this how it was in the other games? I've never played another one, so there's gonna
I
be
know the other ones had
it's
like
kinda-
relationship building in very, very little though. Like your wife could die. You can.
Dude, when those, from what I hear, like at least you don't have to start over the entire game when your favorite character dies.
So I've been
Because
so
in other Fire Emblem games, if you lose that character, he's just gone.
it gives you an option
And that's
at the
terrible.
very, very beginning of the game, like if you wanted to play like normal or classic or something like that.
Oh.
I'm going for like the true experience where I'm playing with permadeath. I'm playing with
Oh
just
my
like
gosh.
so it tells me at the
It's
beginning
so
of every
hard.
of every battle, it says like the win condition is if I kill this guy or wipe out their army, and if I lose, if my character, like
Mm-hmm.
my main character, or because you get to pick one of the three houses, and I
Right.
went with the Black Eagles. So if the leader of that house also dies, if
It
one of
looks
us
random.
dies, then it's over.
Okay.
But it's been fun. Like I'm really digging it.
One of my favorite headlines that I saw for it said, "No, you can't sleep with your students,"
Yes.
because they
yeah.
had to put that out there. I
It
guess.
was I said
was a
I
thing?
remember I sent you that tweet from
Yeah.
Imran Khan. Of course they waited this long for you to tell you that you can't sleep with your students because of course Nintendo wants you to think you can sleep with your students for a
Yeah,
while.
no, I mean, so you yourself, like as the leader of this, like you play as a professor in this monastery academy thing, but you are just the same age as the students. It's this weird thing. It's explained in the story, which I won't get into it, but you can recruit people from other classes or from other houses. Like if you raise up
You
this
just
certain
slip them
skill.
some money under the table. That's what,
Basically,
that's what
no.
do?
When
Sweet.
you walk up to them and you're like, "Hey, you should come join me," and they're like, "I would, but you don't know anything about swords, so I'm not going to do it." And so it tells you like, if you raise your skill in sword to this much, you might be able to recruit this person.
I don't understand that at all. That doesn't sound like Persona at all.
Right?
No.
It's a Persona game. So
I-
when you get out of battles, you have this monastery that you're at where you can explore, and then it tells you, okay.
My whole team's gonna be archers, so.
I mean,
My
you
whole team's just
could,
gonna be archers.
you could, I guess,
I
if you
always
wanted to
die unless I'm archers.
So you can cast
I
spells.
just had
the
I
Black
can
Eagles.
do-
You can,
okay, I can do
they're
some
spells.
mages.
Yeah.
I can do that.
So I have that, a
can
mixture
do
of that.
that.
I like to have one of each, so then I can see, I have a guy that does a sword, and a lance, and an axe, and an archer. But it's,
I can already tell, like like I can see my life going away once I start playing this game.
yeah,
I have
it's
a
been
problem.
fun.
I have a problem. I have a problem with Fire Emblem games in general. Like every time I play a Fire Emblem game, regardless of what system it's on, I think the first time I played it was when I got I think it was the 3DS where they were offering, like, if you bought it before a certain date, before the price dropped, you got like 20 classic games for download for free or whatever. Fire Emblem was one of those. That's the first time I played it.
This is like the 17th or something, like installment.
There's
of the
so
series.
many.
Well,
Yeah.
we in America didn't even know
Yeah.
what Fire Emblem was till Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
Like, who the hell is this blue-haired dude
Roy
with the
and Marth,
sword?
which
Like,
I rocked with, by the way. Like those were my boys, Roy and Marth. But every
boy,
time
Roy.
I play Fire Emblem, I have the same problem. I start playing at like 7 o'clock at night, and about 7 o'clock in the morning, I realize what time it is, and then have to go to work.
Yeah, no,
And
it's
it's not a great thing.
to me, I can see myself doing that too because it really does remind me a lot of Persona because once you get out of the battles, when you're just exploring, just like with Persona, where like, hey, you can choose to spend your
Never
time
had
to do this.
exploring in Fire Emblem.
Yeah, so you have this the monastery place,
We just
and
have
you walk
fighting.
around, you talk to people. It gives you certain people, depending on who you talk to, tell you like, hey, if you spend time doing this action, either training or cooking or taking someone out to eat and stuff like that, like you use one of your
You
actions.
can take somebody out to eat.
You can. You can invite people to eat with you, and then by doing that, it raises your your bond with them, and the other person that you also, because you can have like 3 people with you, so then it raises everyone's bond together. So then in battle, as you're fighting, if they're right next to each other or if they're close enough, then they can like boost your stats or something like that. I forget exactly the benefit that you get, but sometimes when you're doing an attack, your character and then like this other character would join, you get like this cool animation of like these 2 or like up to 4 characters are all joining in to help the attack or something like that.
Can I beat up somebody I don't like?
I mean, I'm sure you could. I believe you're physically able to do so.
Sweet.
But yeah,
that guy's a douche. I'm gonna just beat the crap out of that guy.
Everyone on the game. They're all whatever, just JRPG tropes. Like they're all
beautiful.
Yeah, like
it looks beautiful.
It's been amazing. Like I really for have never played Fire Emblem game. To start with this one, I cannot wait. I thought that Wolfenstein was going to be the game out of the 2 games that came out the same day. I thought Wolfenstein was going to be for sure the one that I was going to spend the most time in. Like I'll just dip into Fire Emblem just to see. I'm like, no.
You can't do that.
Well, that's
you dip into Fire Emblem and you look up at hours later.
But that's why I went with like the classic mode, like with the permadeath and all that stuff, because
seriously, that's so annoying.
I wanted like the true experience. Like I'm not gonna stay with this game. I'll play this game for like an hour and be done with it. And now I'm like, I can't wait to play this game. So.
I've started my DS over so many times from that game, and I always get to the same spot and the same character dies, and I need him to stay alive.
So it does save every time that you.
So bad.
It does save every time, like. When you're going to start a battle, it gives you the option, okay, do you want to save the game now? So you technically could just reload the save. But also, there is a way that you can actually rewind time in the middle of battle. I'm not gonna get into it because it's part of the story thing.
Is that thing from Galaxy Quest? Because that would be awesome.
There's something, again, it's
that
very
goes
beginning.
Back like 7 seconds or whatever?
No, you can go back more than that. It gives you the option of like, you can hit this button and you can go back in time, and then it gives you the option, you can keep going down a list of like, this person moved, this person attacked, blah, 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 blah. You pick wherever you want to go to. Okay, go back to this period in time, start over. You can do that, I think, like twice in a battle. So, it's not as unforgiving. It's not as unforgiving as that. And that is part of the story. Like, that is a story-based thing. It's not like based on the modes that you select. Because you can do the one that doesn't have permadeath, which it tells you, if this character dies, then they just faint, basically. Then at the end of the battle, they're fine.
I don't know. I don't think I would. I think I would always play on Classic.
Yeah.
But I mean as how frustrating it is to like lose that one guy that you like needed, that you've depended on the whole time. It's Fire Emblem,
but
man.
I've already used
the
one of
stakes
my.
are that high.
I've already used one of my like go back in time, because there was a guy that died, and I'm like, I don't know how to recruit more people yet, and he's the only person that can cast this one spell. I'm like, I'm just gonna go back in time and like, I'm gonna move him over here instead, and then, we'll wait and see. So, yep, like no. You go left instead of right now. So, but
so how many hours you put in yet so far?
On Fire Emblem?
Yeah,
I think I'm like 6 hours into it.
6 hours. You getting the feeling that this is another 120, 180 hours?
Dude, I've heard that this game is long.
Yeah. I've seen some, as reviews starting to come out, I read some stuff that you can finish the story in like 60, 70 hours or something.
Oh, that's not too bad.
But then I'm sure there's like a bunch of other stuff to do. There's DLC that they've announced for it. I don't know. I'm excited, to just kind of keep going.
Are there any of like the Smash Brothers characters in this game? Can I be Roy? Can I be Marth?
I don't believe so.
Or any of the other like 12?
I think they're all
Fire
brand new people.
Emblem. So in the next version of Smash, we're gonna get all these new people.
No, they're gonna be DLC in this one.
Right?
That's exactly what they did with Corrin.
Oh yeah,
because there's a bunch of
there's
people.
There's so many Fire Emblems in Smash.
There's a bunch of there's the main character, the character you play, that you get to select if you're going to be a guy or a girl, and then there's the 3 leaders of the houses, and those are, they're pretty, I think, flashed out. They have their own backstory. There's a whole reason as to who you pick versus the other one, but yeah, it's been fun. Like
Cool.
I'm liking it.
I'm so excited. For
Something
that
else
game.
to play after I finished Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3.
Yes,
Jeez.
that is a very good transition. Thank you, Felipe. That is the big topic is Marvel Ultimate
Yeah.
Alliance 3 and that. Oh,
That
before
game's hard.
how about before we do that? Don't you have a gift for our special guest?
Oh yes,
McCord.
yes. You know, just can't really tell, but like I got him like some little pin sets for Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Oh, awesome. Thank you.
You should definitely go with the Golden Deer.
No, I'm not going to be a
Don't
deer.
play the same as the Black Eagles because
Nope.
that's what I've been playing it. So I would like to see the other.
I'll go with the blue lion. That's fine. I like the eagle a lot.
Well, see, the thing is, this is a thing where like you make this choice right now. Like you're making this choice right now of
Okay.
like this is the one that I want. But in game, like you will talk about like here's all these people. Here's the reason why you go with one versus the other. I'm interested, next time we talk to see
Which one
who
I actually
you
end up
actually
with.
go with because
Okay.
there is a reason why you like. I thought about going with the
So it's
Golden
like
Deer.
Hogwarts. Like if you're like more courageous jock type, you're a Gryffindor. If you're more of a like Brainiac, you're Ravenclaw.
I mean, it's
Ravenclaw represent.
they talk about the leaders
Well,
of these
represents
classes,
Slytherin.
but
no.
I'd be surprised to see who you pick
Okay.
for sure.
All right, I'm excited, but I don't want to be a deer.
That's just a name.
It's not
Just get
gonna-
over it.
Not gonna do that. But why did they
Yeah. Anyways,
pick an animal that can at least defend itself or something?
hey, deer's cool.
Sure.
They got horns, man. They can
Yeah.
defend
Have
themselves.
you never seen
They're
like Harry
smart.
Potter?
They're smart.
That one thing from Harry Potter.
Yeah,
The
they can run.
Patronus.
Yeah. There you go. See, you're that.
The stag of the Patronus.
Yeah. Marvel.
Marvel Ultimate
Alliance.
Alliance 3. That is the
Yay.
big game that I've been playing. That's why there's no Persona Corner today. That is.
We already went for Persona.
Yeah,
Fire
that's-
Emblem.
With fire.
Hey, if you like Persona,
play Fire.
play
Emblem.
Fire Emblem.
Or
Even though I
beat
hate-
Persona
vice
and
versa.
then play Fire Emblem.
well, we'll get to eventually. We'll come back to Persona like 6 months after like we go through all these games.
No,
and
I gotta
Yeah,
beat that
okay, fine.
first.
Anyways, not Persona Corner.
Yeah, no Persona Corner. It's Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 Corner today.
Yeah.
That game.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. This game, I have some thoughts. McCord, let's start with
Yeah,
you.
let's start with you.
It's hard. It's really hard. So, in the first two Ultimate Alliance games, they said, "Oh yeah, you actually have to learn how to play. You can't just button mash."
That
No,
wasn't true.
you just totally button mash. Like I just pick Deadpool and do like 360 spins and just drop grenades everywhere, and I beat like you can beat the whole game that way. You can't do that.
No.
You can't do that in Ultimate Alliance.
Deadpool, in
3.
fact, has those moves,
Yeah,
and
he
you
does,
cannot just do that.
No, in fact, the characters that I'm the worst at are the ones that I use to like clear rooms with. Like, so Scarlet Witch, I come in, I'm just like, everybody's on fire, like, and I just like blow up, and then I die like 30 seconds later. Whereas when I'm someone like Captain America, when I'm actually dodging, I'm blocking, I'm moving, I have to time out the attacks. Like,
Before we go any further,
it's crazy.
let's start with what is your. I know that you haven't finished that game yet, and I know you have, but what's your go-to team right now? Like, who's your team?
Well, I'm a nerd.
Really? You don't say?
yeah.
It's almost like we are all geeks.
Yeah, crazy, right? Yeah. Weird. Oh, I get it now.
I get it. It makes sense.
No, but I choose characters relevant to the mission.
yeah, so you swap them out.
So it's like, okay, I'm going after
So
Bucky,
when you went to like Shadowlands, you were like, hey, I'm gonna have.
Doctor Strange, Ghost Rider. Well,
Really?
after
You
I
did the
finally
Defenders?
get Doctor Strange. Oh, Shadowland.
Shadowland,
Oh,
yeah.
I
Not
was
the
thinking
Dark
the Dark
Dimension.
Yeah,
Dimension.
you're thinking that. Yeah, I'm just
yeah,
like,
yeah,
what?
yeah. So Shadowland. Yeah, I was Luke Cage,
Iron Fist, Daredevil.
Iron Fist. You know those kinds of characters until you get Daredevil, and then I swap out for Daredevil. When I went to go find Bucky, I was Falcon, Widow, Cap, and Hawkeye until I got Storm and T'Challa, and I figured that Storm and T'Challa should lead me through Wakanda. So I come up with kind of my own story within a story.
That might
because
be one of the
I'm-
reasons why you're having a hard time with this game.
It is definitely one of the reasons because I'm like, well,
Under-leveled.
exactly. Yeah, I'm way underleveled. So I'm so far underleveled, which is probably one of the not probably it is one of the reasons why I'm having such hard. But I could do that in the other games. But this game, you actually have to know how to play, and I think it actually does a really good job of doing that.
Yes.
Like every time you die, you're like, okay, I died because of this. If I do this and this, I get that much further. And then I die again, and I'm like, okay, if I time this, if I block it here, if I use this move at this point and this move at this point, then you can get through. Then you can get through it.
Yeah.
On your like third or fourth attempt. But I think it does a really good job of teaching you how to play the game without it holding your hand too much. Like I'm not a huge Cap fan, but Cap's been relevant to a lot of the missions, and I've actually become. I feel like I'm actually a good player when I'm playing with Captain America. I pull out my shield. I can block. I can dodge.
Like I
jump,
play my class.
Like
Yeah.
it actually
play my class.
It feels like I'm Captain America when I'm playing that game, which is like the whole point. I love the game so much, but it pains me on how bad the camera angles are.
Yes.
But mostly in couch co-op mode.
Yes. So we tried to play couch co-op together, and I rage quit.
It's rough.
Like even trying to beat Mysterio, like he hadn't played the game yet, and I walked in to play Mysterio. The Mysterio level is where him and our other buddy Keith were at, and I'm like, what? Why are you guys having such a hard time? I waxed Mysterio. I didn't even do a continue on Mysterio. I just beat him down, and like I started playing, and I'm like, oh no, this is hell. This is
It
hell.
happens when you're playing by yourself too. A lot of times, if the boss ends up in the corner, and then all of a sudden I'm like, I don't know if I'm even hitting him.
But when you're playing by yourself, you have camera control.
True.
You have camera control, and you can switch it to that heroic mode, which when I finally switched to that about halfway through the game, and it made the game 100% better.
Really?
Yeah.
I played through just the whole, like, whatever the default setting is. That's how I went through the entire game.
There were still times where the camera was fixed, but when the camera's fixed, that's not my problem. My problem was...
Right. When the camera's fixed, it's fine.
And it's fine in multiplayer.
Yeah.
My problem was when the AI kind of thought it should control the camera, or a boss goes in the corner and I can't see it. That was my problem. But when I switched to the behind the shoulder camera, it felt like I was actually playing a decent game.
I tried that for a bit. I thought...
Do I have heroic mode, or do I have to beat the game first?
No, you have
it from
heroic view
Because
at all times.
I tried it at first, and I just thought that it was too close. Like the camera's like too
But can't
far
you zoom
in.
out?
No.
Because I learned that in multiplayer you can zoom out and zoom in. At least, like that's as much
there's one of
camera
the things
control
that
as you
can,
have.
Yeah.
No,
But it's not great. That camera angle is
No,
so
I
bad.
couldn't do that. I was very happy with it there because it felt more God of War or Spider-Man-ish than
Yes, and that's how I like to play.
and so switch to that.
Okay.
I switched.
What's your team? What's the team you went with?
Did you go full
Surprisingly- Spider-Man? Did you go full Spider-Man?
Pretty much.
You're going to need that.
I'm gonna need this. So Gwen, Peter, and Miles. That would be my team.
And who's your fourth? Just whoever?
It switched. It switched about 4 times. I started it with Venom in there because I could have that whole team at the very beginning. It switched over to Daredevil during Shadowland. And then at the X Mansion, I switched to Psylocke until I unlocked Deadpool, and then it was Deadpool the rest of the way.
Okay.
So that 4th spot was kind of switching, and then I was thinking about doing like an X-Force run, and I abandoned that pretty quickly because I realized, you know what? The story doesn't change. Like, I don't get those cool character interactions that I got in Ultimate Alliance 2.
That's another thing.
It was so bad. Like, I went and talked, as soon as I got Psylocke, I went and talked to Wolverine, and you say something, and Wolverine's response is, well, it looks like Psylocke's not the only mind reader around here. And I'm like, I'm Psylocke.
Yeah,
That's me.
I had the same thing with when I was on Adeland, which, by the way, the Inhumans are. That's the worst level in the game is Adeland, and the Inhumans are grossly underrepresented. Like they're like fight with the Guardians of the Galaxy and the X-Men and the
Crystal.
Avengers and Crystal.
Who was part of my main team?
Yeah,
Well,
what
see,
was-
and I love Crystal, but I wanted at least to have a team of Inhumans. Give me, even if you don't want to give me Black Bolt and Medusa right now because they're going to be DLC later, give me Crystal, give me Karnak, give me Gorgon, even give me Ahura if you want to.
Gorgon wasn't even.
Yeah, it was.
No, who's the?
Yeah, Gorgon was part of the story.
He was the other. It was the other guy.
Karnak.
Yes.
Triton.
With the
Neither
the
one was
green.
there.
Yeah, I don't remember him because he wears
Karnak.
green. Yeah, so I don't know their names.
They're both green. One wears green. One is green.
The one that wears green. The one that's
Karnak.
like a fighter.
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
correct.
See,
him.
yeah, like give
Yeah,
me,
you
give
would
me
have friggin'
give
a
me
perfect
at
fit.
least a
Right.
team, like,
know?
and I know that probably Wave 2 of DLC, we're probably going to get an Inhumans pack, and it's probably going to have Medusa and Black Bolt and Karnak and Gorgon. That's probably what's going to happen, but just to have Crystal and then go to Adelan and only have one character to play wasn't great. But my biggest complaint was is that I was Crystal talking to Medusa, and Medusa says, I'm only doing this for my sister. This is very much like your kind, this is what your kind does. And I'm like,
Yeah.
your kind?
I am
What are you
your-
talking about, you people?
Me, I'm your sister.
You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I'm an Inhuman. I am your sister.
Yeah, that's probably my biggest complaint, though. I don't want to go back and replay it like I did
That's a little
one
lazy.
or two, because this is
in
the
my
next evolution, and it's been, what, 10 years since
10 years.
since we got 2, and you regressed.
Yeah.
That,
But I like the gameplay in this better than I like 2.
I love the gameplay.
And the storyline too. And I think this one's longer than 2 was. 2 felt like it was so short.
I think 2 was like 12 hours, and I think I cleared this in 10.
Yeah, I think it took me about 10 or so hours to finish this. So
Also,
What was
the-
1? 1 felt like it took forever.
1 was like
because
16.
Atlantis is stupid.
1 was like 16.
did you spend a lot of time on the rifts? Have you done any of the rifts?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
I have the Infinity challenges.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm very under.
Yeah, so you gotta,
I'm
like,
very
underleveled.
underpowered, and so I have to go in and do all those so that I can get my characters up to where they can be competent
Yeah,
in the level.
I spent a little
Even
bit of
though they're
time
still
there. A little bit. Like
But
I
that's where
unlocked
you get
the-
alternate costumes.
That's
and
where I
stuff.
unlocked. Yeah, the only one I
But the
unlocked was
alternate
Spider
costumes
Armor.
are just, I think outside of like Deadpool, they're just other colors. They're nothing. They're no. It's not
Yeah, I've
another
seen-
costume
I've seen
altogether.
Gwen's.
We'll get DLC.
Yeah, I've seen Gwen's, and it's a color. It's a palette
It's
swap.
just which
it's-
was a little disappointing because my team is Captain Marvel, which I hoped that I could get one of her other outfits,
like
but
Miss Marvel or something.
yeah. So I ran with Captain Marvel,
Or different
Storm,
hairstyle.
yeah, Captain Marvel, Storm, Crystal, and Psylocke.
Okay.
As long as Crystal's the one that I had. Originally had
Crystal
Scarlet
does
Witch.
a lot of damage.
I originally
So
had
does
Scarlet Witch, but
I like that Witch can heal my team. I
like
hide
that-
in a
I like
corner
that
and I
too.
just I just heal my team.
and that's what I started kind of like leveling her up because I knew she had a heal and stuff like that. But at a certain point, like I have Venom in there for a while too. But then I started going with Crystal, and then I just stay with the 4 ladies, and both Psylocke and Captain Marvel I thought were fantastic. Like they cleared those like purple bars like super quick,
Right.
and
now,
Cap does that too. That's another reason why I use Cap so much is because his heavy attack is he throws his shield and it almost instantly stuns, and that helps a lot in that game. Dude, learning how to stun is essential. Like you can't
that
win
or
if you
learning
don't.
how to do like the synergy attacks a lot, like
Oh, yeah.
all the time, basically.
no,
And
that's why I loved having Miles and Deadpool on the team. Miles could electrify the ground, and then Deadpool's swords became electrified. And so every time he hit, he did a little bit more stun too. After I did that, it was that's my favorite part, and that those synergy attacks, and that your team actually can work together, even if you're on single player. I can make Deadpool do something
Yeah.
still.
Yeah. And I think it's great. Like Storm, I think I had Storm and Crystal, and Storm created a tornado, and Crystal lit it on fire.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I love that. That was the best thing that happened in 2, is that they created the synergy attacks, and I'm glad they.
Yeah,
They
but
kept
it's nice because with
glad
Captain
they
Marvel
kept it
and
this one.
Psylocke, like they both have like a charge attack that does a ton of like damage to the purple bar or whatever. And so I would go in there and just do that like twice, boom, like purple bar completely gone, and just work on a boss or work on whatever bigger enemy that we're fighting. So
Yeah.
But
Now, once I finish it, then I kind of am able to break away from my neurosis of playing Relevance. But actually,
I wonder how you're gonna do the last levels and the last fight. You know, I wonder what team you're gonna like go to pick with if you're sticking with this motif of like, well, you know, it needs to fit this theme.
Yeah, I mean, I'll figure it out, I'm sure. But like when Cyclops comes out in August.
Yeah, end of August we get Cyclops and Colossus.
It'll be probably Cyclops, Daredevil, probably Ant-Man, and
Is Ant-Man playable?
Yeah, I thought he would be.
I think he's supposed to be. I think he's listed as being a playable character. I think he's on one of the covers.
Okay.
And then I think I don't know, probably Crystal.
So there's 4 other characters that you can unlock. They don't just appear in the game for you to like. It joins your alliance, right? You have to go and do these rifts to unlock it.
It's Elektra, Magneto, Loki, and Thanos.
Yes.
Yep.
So apparently to unlock Thanos is rough. Well, first of all, it's level 65.
Yeah, and I beat the game, and my team's 41.
Really? Maybe that's why I had such a easier time. I beat the game, and most of my team is in their 50s.
Well, I like the
I
final,
did a ton of rifts.
The final boss battle,
okay.
I was able to clear relatively easy. I also figured out a way to clear bosses relatively easily.
Okay.
And that is every time you
I'm listening
Every
because
time-
MODOK is kicking my butt.
every time you level up, your health
Winter Soldier.
refills.
That's my 4th.
Okay.
And if I can't have that man, then Crystal's my 4th. But Winter Soldier, Daredevil, and Cyclops, you've got like 3 of my top like favorite 5 or 6 characters.
This is one of the things of this game
of
that I really
everything.
like is that you technically, and before we get back to your strategy, because I also want to know.
Yeah.
Is
MODOK.
is you can basically pick any character, like, hey, this is my favorite character.
Yeah.
Cool. You know, no character I felt like was worse or like.
There's
Yes,
not a
there's
weak link.
definitely characters that I feel like are better than others, but there's not one that's like this character is just the worst and like you're
This
just
is-
wasting
yeah.
your time
The
looking him
game,
up.
the gameplay on this
So-
game is very, very good. If they can if they can find a way to fix the camera through patches or whatever,
sure they can.
This could be a very, very good game. Plus, with the DLC stuff coming out, we already know Punisher, we already know Moon Knight, we already know
Blade.
Morbius,
And Blade.
Blade. We're getting Cyclops and Colossus for free. We're getting more X-Men. We're getting more Fantastic Four for $20. I mean, it is all or nothing, but it's $20, man. You get like what, 12 characters and
I wonder
some
if they'll
extra
add.
levels
I wonder
and
if
stuff?
that's the thing I was gonna say. Like, I wonder if they'll just what more than just the characters. You know, like they said they're gonna
I
add
think
more
I
stuff.
think you'd have
but
to.
I'm pretty sure they said levels. The question is whether they are more
they rifts?
Like Infinity
Or-
Challenges?
Yeah, are
or-
they? That's the question that I have as well. Are they Infinity Challenges? Are they story based? Am I going to get to play like an X-Men campaign with the X-Men?
Right.
Or is it going to be just, oh yeah, you get characters and some more challenges and oh yeah, if you do those challenges, you can unlock their alternate costumes. At that point, I'm going to throw up my hands and say, well, I'm not buying it, and I'll probably.
That's my
trade it
biggest disappointment. Actually, is the costumes. Man, I really wish that I could have, because I'm the type of player that if I could get like an alternate costume for all my characters, I would definitely go and like just grind it out to unlock all these things, because I think to me that adds a lot. But when it's just a color swap, it's like,
Yeah, it's.
and
For me,
even
it
the ones that I
depends on
have.
the costume. Most of the time, I don't care, but every once in a while, it's like
But even if it was something else, like my Captain Marvel one with her different
get
color,
short-haired Bucky or
And I'm like-
or Bucky Cap.
I'm just
Yeah,
like, I don't
that
like.
would do
I, don't-
that.
I unlocked her color, and I'm like,
Falcap,
I'm never
even.
going to use it because I just
Yeah,
don't like
that would
it.
be
So,
awesome.
you know, but
Falcon's actually really good in that game. He doesn't do a lot of damage, but he's really hard to hit. He's hard to kill.
Captain Marvel all the way.
I played Falcon. I've played Falcon.
I
quite a bit.
played as Miles pretty much most
Yeah,
of
I
the
played
time
mostly Captain Marvel.
because I just loved
I
electrifying
need to
the
play
crowd.
Daredevil more, but he's only been relevant in Shadowland. I'm still waiting for
Yeah.
another opportune time that I can play Daredevil.
Yeah, no.
Because he's my favorite.
I do have. You're not here yet. There's the next level between where you're at and the end. I felt was so throwaway and just was there to make this game not 8 hours long.
What is it?
It's Asgard.
Okay.
Well, it's Hell and then Asgard.
Okay. See, I would totally just be Thor and Loki. But see, one thing I also miss, and maybe I actually don't miss it as much because this game is far more difficult than the other Ultimate Alliance games have been. But in the other Ultimate Alliance games, I liked taking away the AI players.
Yeah,
And I would totally play solo, and I would just go in. Just be like, there's like 1,000 ninjas here, and it's just me, little old Daredevil taking.
But there's something satisfying about that, like especially when you do something.
Especially like with heroic mode, I was really hoping I could take away like the AI and then just go to heroic mode and just play a third party, or like a third person.
Action game.
Action game. Just totally switch.
There's some solo riffs.
Yeah, I was going to say the rifts. That's how you unlock most of the costumes. The only costume I've unlocked is Spider-Man, and it's the spider armor, which, okay. Like, I get it, that's your choice, and it's an easy swap, but good God, there's so many Spider-Man costumes, and that's the one you went with.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like there's so much there but this game did just come out.
It did come out.
In a little while, it's like it's a very solid foundation, I think, and so they can add. There's an unlimited characters that they could always pull from. There's more stages they can always add. There's definitely more characters that they can do.
I hope this kind of becomes a Marvel Heroes, where they just
keep dumping more,
keep putting more and more into it, because that game was nearly perfect. Marvel Heroes was fantastic. You could be Squirrel Girl. And have like Domino as your sidekick.
Go beat up Thanos. So
and
how do you beat up a boss? Tell me.
XP cubes.
Well, you already told me that, but I don't have any.
I see. Basically, you're trying to you get yourself right there.
Yeah, I'm almost dead. They don't revive, but they still I'm about to die. Let's see.
Level up?
Level up? Yeah.
Yep, full health bar. I just did that the whole time, and I never really had much problem playing on heroic.
Yeah, I dumped everything that I had on Captain Marvel, basically.
And that's not...
I had to level up my characters to make them relevant to the mission.
Right. I think I went the other way, where I am going with one
I gotta be
overpowered character, or this one character is kind of gonna... Because I think by the time I finished, Captain Marvel was 56, 57, and then everyone else was either 50, or I think Crystal, because she was in the spot that I kept swapping other characters on. Whenever a new character would join the alliance, I'm like, oh, let me see. No, you're garbage. Get out of here.
Give me Crystal again.
Yeah, and so Crystal was 47 or something by the time that I finished the game. So, but I did a lot of the Infinity stuff. There was something, like you were saying before, about, having Daredevil just clear all these ninjas and what have you. There's something very satisfying about you go into a rift and it's hey, kill as many enemies as possible, or kill 200 enemies and you're in a small room. That's when this game I think really shines, is when it's a small room and a ton of enemies versus here's 3 enemies, boom, 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 because so many abilities push enemies away, or crowd control, kind of toss them around. When it's a small room,
tornadoes, it throws everybody everywhere.
When it's a small room, or when it's a room, or there's ledges. Oh man, Captain Marvel's her main ability that I use, just a kind of force punch type thing. Just boom, sends people flying off. I don't have to kill you. I'm just pushing you off the edge, pushing you off the edge.
Which has that too. That's another thing that I actually miss from the other games, is being able to grapple.
Yeah.
Because in Ultimate Alliance and Ultimate Alliance 2, you could grab them and throw them.
This is actually the first one that I've played. I've never played another Ultimate Alliance game.
And you would just walk up, and they would have high-rise catwalks and stuff, and you just throw the bad guys off. And I think they changed that. You can still knock them off, which is fine, but I think they changed that because that made it a little too easy.
Oh, there's some...
I didn't have to fight them. I would just grab them and throw them off the edge. But I use the Scarlet Witch heavy attack a lot, and that pushes back. Also, her hex bolts do as well. So when it's a closed space and there's edges,
that's how
Scarlet
I got
Witch
through
just
Hell.
Everybody off.
There's a section there where you're kind of on a bridge basically, and it stops you. And I was having an issue with that, and Captain Marvel does that. She has also one that just does all around her. Psylocke has one of those as well, and I seriously would just go, boom, push people off, run out of the energy. Go, switch to another character, go in there and do that too, just push people off. and then boom, just move on. So it's it was a fun game. Like I enjoy what I
it's-
play.
Yeah, I love playing it. I get frustrated at the camera sometimes.
Yeah,
but
and
I
I
love
mean,
playing it.
Back to the multiplayer. It's 2019, man, and
know.
that was a PS1 camera, like if I've ever seen one. And we're just
It reminded me of the Dreamcast. It made me sad. The Sonic the Hedgehog on the Dreamcast had those same camera issues, and it drove me nuts.
It
They
does.
just imported it from there.
Like
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, Sonic Dreamcast.
Yeah.
I mean, I went back. I'm like, I have Sonic Adventure 2 on my Xbox, and I'm like, I want to play this. It's been a while. I go back, and the camera angles are.
That's the worst. Why do 3D Sonic games suck? That could be like a whole episode.
Look,
Why
I will
do
still
3D
defend
Sonic
Adventure
suck?
because I once I got used to it, I'm happy playing Adventure and Adventure 2.
I
Some
owned an
games just
Xbox
don't-
for like 10 minutes, and
Some
one
games
was a
just
Sonic
don't
game, and I
translate
could not.
from 2D to 3D.
Well, these are the Dreamcast games just on Xbox, and they're very nostalgic and very fun. I have
Not
blast.
fun when
playing
you get stuck in a corner because you can't see yourself and you don't know where you are.
Yeah, but
That's true. And but yeah, this game, it shouldn't have those problems.
Right.
We shouldn't, like we were
We should do
talking.
an episode on why 3D Sonic sucks.
We were talking
We'll add
after
it to
we
the
played.
list.
We were talking after we played, and like it would probably be easier with 2 or 4 players because we could control the camera. Like we shouldn't have to worry about the camera.
Right.
It should be easy. It should be simple, and it's not. You should never. That should not be a problem.
Yeah.
That and I mean, what if you guys had to scale it 1 to 10? What would you say?
What, the camera or the game itself?
The game, the whole game.
I mean, I probably put like 7 or 8.
I'm right there
It's
too.
not.
Yeah.
It's not fantastic. It's not like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, 7
But it
But
was
it's so much
fun.
fun.
It's fun to play.
It is.
The
You know?
gameplay is so much fun, especially if you're a comic book nerd.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Like me. Like those characters, the gameplay of those characters feel like those characters.
Yeah,
Yes.
all the abilities, the skills that each character uses, like it feels very much like.
A
Yeah,
lot
no,
of people
this
are
is a
complaining
thing.
that there was only like 4 superpowers, but there's with all the different like character combinations on how to use those powers. Plus, you legitimately have to learn how to use those 4 powers effectively, which is why like Scarlet Witch is one of my favorites, and she's one of my favorite characters. I love the Scarlet Witch, and I come in, guns ablazing, like Scarlet Witch, like Omega level power. 30 seconds, I'm dead. Like I'm not a smart player when I play with her,
Yeah.
but you kind of have to be. And to me, that it makes me really excited to continue to play because I feel like I said before, with Captain America, I feel like I'm a good player in this game, even though I keep dying. But my Cap is always the last one alive.
Yeah.
Because I'm dodging, I'm blocking, I'm throwing my shield, stun. You know, like
there's one
Ricochet,
in
like,
the
it
when
just
you
feels
like
really good.
level up like
Really
the
good.
little the hex. I forget what that thing is
hexagon,
called.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's one that gives you an extra revive.
Yeah, I just got the extra revive.
I went for that one because there's extra. Once you get all of it, you get like 10% more experience.
Yes, this is. Yeah. I did that exact same one.
That's the one.
blue.
But I still, by the time that I finished the game, I was like maybe 10 or so like nodes not
Yeah.
filled, and I'm like,
I'm
the cap
very
is
far
100.
away.
In case you didn't know. So
The level cap,
level cap
on
is
the
100.
characters.
Yeah, you can level them to 100. So
I have a lot of playing move ahead of
yeah,
me.
level
It
to
took
100
me-
every single character.
It took me 4 Stranger Things episodes to beat Dormammu. It was
Yeah.
like 4 hours.
Just
of
go and
Dormammu.
just go into infinity and just that's what I did.
I know. That's what I've started doing is going in and doing the Infinity.
And that works with my little strategy of using the XP cubes because
you
XP
get-
cubes are
yeah.
the prizes. Like it's
Yeah, so-
it's so easy to get the XP cubes for me to make sure that everyone doesn't die and I don't have to waste my revives. And I cleared Dormammu probably 3rd or 4th attempt doing that. And that's also when I realized I could do that. So
3rd or 4th hour, and I'm still can't beat MODOK. And I need
just
MODOK
level
because
up.
I need the Winter Soldier.
He just needs to level up, man.
I'm not sure Winter Soldier unlocks.
Does he not?
I don't think he does.
Nope. But I want.
But
You want him? I'm sorry.
This is stupid.
I know
game.
this is the worst game ever. Just
2. I give it a 2.
throw this chair.
no,
I
it's
can't be the Winter Soldier.
Nope.
very confident you can't be the Winter
cannot.
Soldier.
I am telling you, You cannot play as a Winter Soldier.
Cyclops better get here quick.
Yeah.
August 30th.
I know.
August
Almost
30th.
here.
I have Daredevil.
It's okay.
Yeah,
You know what? You
Daredevil.
finish this soon, and then you just play Fire Emblem.
Yes, that's true.
No,
Okay,
yeah, it's
Until the DLC packs
Right-
start
right
dropping.
now, I'm-
but not the first one because I'm mad at the first DLC pack.
yeah. Let's talk about that because it's Morbius.
Well, I mean, they gotta throw.
I understand he has a movie coming up, but Morbius,
Punisher,
Punisher,
Sure.
yeah, Punisher,
Sure, yeah.
Moon Knight,
yeah.
Moon Knight.
sure.
Blade?
I don't know. I
Blade.
never heard about him. For sure.
I can.
Oh, you.
I can accept Blade. So I'm a big Marvel Knights fan. I love the Marvel Knights line of comics, and I was so hoping that we were finally going to get a playable Cloak and Dagger. Because they are part of the original Marvel Knights. The original Marvel Knights are the Punisher, Black Widow, Cloak and Dagger, Shang-Chi,
Devil.
and Daredevil. Yeah. That's the original Marvel Knights. We already have Daredevil in the game. We already have Black Widow in the game. I was hoping we were going to get Punisher, Cloak, Dagger, and we have Daredevil and Widow. Punisher, Cloak, Dagger, and Shang-Chi. Like, that's what I was hoping was
he's
my Marvel
He's getting a
Knights
movie.
pack.
I guess he's getting his comeuppance. So.
Well, and I was thinking that we might get Shang-Chi because they just
Well, see,
announced the
and
movie.
and this is the thing that on my other Marvel game that I played, this is what I was thinking.
Future
is,
Fight?
Yeah, with Marvel Future Fights, like.
Future Fight is actually a really good game.
Yeah,
It's fantastic.
I'm
We'll do an
about to
episode
give a-
just on that. Oh my gosh, we'll talk
I might
about
give
that.
a hot take on that
but
right now.
I
But-
play Future Fight,
What I like about that, and
but I get bored quickly. But then I keep
it's
going
a
back.
thing that this game could do, where like as a new movie comes out or as something else happens,
Right.
boom, here's the stuff. Like that's what they were doing
New
all
costumes.
throughout, all of the. This was what the awesome thing about playing that game with all the Marvel Cinematic Universe kind of going is that every time there's a new movie, here's this. Here's costumes inspired by the movie. Here's like locations from the movie, and then in between, here's other updates, and then movie would drop. Here's all this other stuff, and then another update that has nothing to do with the movies. Movie gets dropped. Here's
Right.
so you knew you could count like, okay, Spider-Man's coming. We know there's going to be new costumes. I know there's going to be hopefully
They
they're
had
going to
a
make Mysterio better.
warpath to Future Fight.
They
I'm like,
did.
if you start putting in like B-list X-Force characters, I am gonna keep playing.
I mean,
this
there's
game.
it's some insane, close to like 200 or maybe so characters. Like, there's a ton of characters.
So many
So,
characters.
but this is a video
I
for
just got
another.
Warpath. I'm very happy.
for
Well,
another
no,
day.
it's
So-
not because I'm about to drop a hot take.
Oh yeah,
Future
All right.
Fight's better.
Than this game.
Yes.
You know what? Future Fight is better than this game.
Because look, they have the alternate costume, and it's a mobile
do.
game.
It's
They
a
have the
mobile
alternate
game.
costumes. The story is not as good, and it's certainly not Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2, where the character you're using will interact and stuff. They do still do the thing where, oh, well, Black Widow's talking to this character right now.
Yeah.
Not you.
More customization.
Are you saying Future Fight is better
than Marvel Ultimate Alliance?
Ultimate
3.
Alliance?
3, yes.
Okay.
3, yes.
Because it has
think-
those
I
features
think
that
it
we're
is.
talking about. It still has the tap one button, and that's your attack. It has the 4 skills that this has. It has everything that game has.
It has Shadowlands
It has Shadowlands.
that you climb
But-
up to get different.
But the gameplay is boring. I love Future Fight. Don't get me wrong, but I play Future Fight for about 3 or 4 days, and I'm completely bored from playing it. Like
I think the biggest difference between them, I mean, other than the fact that one's a Switch and the other one's a mobile game, is that with this game, with Marvel Ultimate Alliance, you spend most of your time just like doing just the regular melee attacks until like you get your energy back, and then you use one. Where with the phone game with Marvel Future Fight, you never use the attack. It's all just you're waiting for cooldowns and your skills to come up. Like that's all you do, and so it's not as I'll say interactive because you hit the button. Where with this you're kind of tapping and you switch to another character and stuff like that. So.
I love the character selection. Sometimes I think the mobile game makes it a little. I mean, I guess that's the point is because they want you to pay for it. But there's a couple of times where it's like Do you know how hard it is to unlock cable in that game without
it's
paying
stupid.
for it?
It's stupid.
It's ridiculous.
It is a mobile game after all. When you do,
and
it is a
it's free to
free-to-play.
Right,
So.
right. So I mean, I understand that, but
And it's a little apples to oranges. I'm going to admit,
Right.
and I mostly said that to mess with people and see what happened. But it's more complete in my head. Like it
But
has
I
the
get,
upsets.
But it's been
bored
out for
with-
years.
Yes, it's been out for years,
I get
and it
bored
has.
with it very quickly.
I am not
though.
picking this game up until DLC again.
Yeah. So.
I'm done.
Yeah. With this,
No,
I'm the same.
I'll keep playing Ultimate Alliance. I'll keep playing Ultimate Alliance. I mean, the first Ultimate. I kept playing the first Ultimate Alliance for years.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, okay. So when did the first Ultimate Alliance come out?
I don't even want to fathom.
PS2
era.
Yeah. I played that all the way up to. Jeez, Louise. I can't even tell you. I played the PC version of Ultimate Alliance 1 for years and years and years, and then I found a hack that gave me mods, and then I was playing it every day for years and years and years, because then I started getting... I played as Hope Summers in the first Ultimate Alliance game. Like, that's how long I continued to play that game.
Right. Though
Hope's only been out for like 5 years.
Right.
It's been 10 years since Ultimate Alliance 2.
1 and 2 were more complete games also.
But this is the thing that eventually it can. They can build on this.
They can build
you
on
know.
it.
They
And
can
that's-
build, but
that's
we
what I keep
can't
coming back.
judge what they can do.
It's true.
Let's judge what they've done.
Yeah.
And
As it stands right now,
But this game to me is so much more fun to play than Future Fight is. Although I love Future Fight again, and it has characters that I love and want. It has those weird B and C list characters. It has Angel. It has Warpath. I mean, I can only get like one cable thing every day. 'Cause
Right.
That's much as I can do.
Right.
they just added Jubilee and Bishop.
I
Yeah,
heard
but
about that.
I don't like them. I don't care about
Fine.
those two at all. I
Let's
think
not get
Jubilee's
down that
so
one.
overrated.
And
Actually, they just added Electro. I should go back. Yeah. Because the Marvel,
okay.
the Spider-Man movie. But
good movie. And honestly, I would still probably rather play Ultimate Alliance 3 because it's on Switch and I have a controller and there are more moves I can do.
It's more fun. The gameplay is more fun for me in Ultimate Alliance.
It's probably the gameplay is more fleshed out, but then like I don't have any motivation to go back as of right now.
But I don't play a wide variety of games.
Yes,
I
I
just play the games that I like a lot.
I understand. I get that, but I'm like, okay, I've done my 10 hours. I've beat the game.
Until I either get Fire Emblem or Pokemon, I'll probably just continue to play this game.
fair enough.
And I'm like, okay, I'm done with you. I'm going back to Persona. That's
Right? Yeah.
That's my job
check
now.
back next week. Persona Corner comes back with a
Persona
vengeance.
Corner. Oh my god.
This
it's
did
gonna
take
come
me away from NBA 2K, finally. Because I've been playing NBA 2K since off-season started. 2K18.
just like I need my fix.
Yeah.
And give me the 2K. Give me some basketball.
Dude, once basketball's over, man, I go through such withdrawals. That's why I have 2K, is just to keep me going until October.
Yeah. But yeah, overall, Marvel Ultimate Alliance, we can agree. Good game. Recommend. Go.
It's an A, I mean, 7 or 8. Like, it's not a dud by any means. It's a lot of fun.
It's definitely worth it if you have any interest in Marvel at all. It's definitely worth playing. Future Fight also definitely worth playing if you don't want to buy anything in particular.
Future Fight is definitely I could probably delete all but 4 or 5 of my mobile games, and Future Fight would make that cut.
Yeah, Future Fight is by far the best
And
mobile game
Lemmings.
I've ever played. So
Lemmings.
yeah, it's fantastic. So
Future Fight, Lemmings, and Pokemon Go. and I
we'll
can
come back to
probably-
Future Fight. I
can
have a lot more to
probably
say. We
delete-
can
We will
definitely
always
talk
come
more.
back to Future Fight.
Yeah,
but
we can definitely talk more
The
about it.
Lemmings.
Yeah.
We should talk about Lemmings.
Next
How
time.
about in the chat, you guys talk about Lemmings?
Yes,
or-
I will talk about Lemmings with you.
Or you could comment what you think about Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. What questions did you have about Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3?
Or Marvel in general. I will answer them.
Yes, we can do that. We are all geeks after all.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, so leave a comment. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Please, it helps us out a lot. For everyone here, I'm Kenny.
I'm McCord.
I'm Felipe.
See you next time.